new update about Peter Obi will shock you and Kwankwaso. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso has left ADC to NDC.
The tutelage of the leader of this party, and we don't do anything until it is commanded. First and foremost, we want to present to Your Excellency, distinguished Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. On the other hand, ably supported by our leader,
a new Nigeria,
we present to the in-law that have already been accepted the membership card of the NDC. As a symbol of your entry, this is what we decorate you with. It's also and we decorate the reigning principality.
Now let me bring it to your attention. NDC is Nigeria's Democratic Congress. This NDC is a very fresh and new party that was created by Seriake Dickson of Bayelsa State, Senator Seriake Dickson. This is a very fresh party that had less than 3,000 followers on X and Facebook. Today, as we speak, this party has over 8 million registered voters in 48 hours of defection of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso to NDC. As we speak, NDC is the fastest rising and growing political party in Africa. It has never happened before. This is a record broken and a record created.
Have ensured that they put up crisis upon crisis, which led to litigations and everything in our party that made us to abandon those parties and move to join another party, while thinking that our situation will abate. But what we saw is that they carried the same problem to where we went to, creating several unresolved litigations and everything. And today we've left that place to NDC, where the leader have already told us no litigation. We are pleading with them, for sake of democracy, please don't come here. We are pleading with you. We want to have peace. We want to build the party. We don't want, please, we don't want cases. We are pleading with the judiciary. Please end cases in parties so we can face the job of building a new Nigeria that is possible. So we can change the job of caring where our country is deteriorating today. Just yesterday, I saw a third world developing country, Bangladesh, order for the highest order of plane, 14 new planes at $3.7 billion. Our country has no national carrier. So we want to start building. Please, let there be no litigation. Party members, please don't go to court. Yes. We want to build a party. We are not lawyers. Those of us who are lawyers want it to be good practitioners. Yes. What we want is a party. We will lock doors, we'll be more welcomed, things will work well for this party.
NDC has received Peter Obi and Kwankwaso preparing for the 2027 presidential election straight ticket. Now, there is a plot twist. Atiku is still in the destabilized ADC. Remember that ADC was being stifled. ADC was being truncated. ADC's leadership, internal party politics, was being destabilized by Tinubu's led administration, by the ruling party APC. Yes, because the president himself has repeatedly said that he is happy with the disarray in the ADC. So it means that the ruling party is gearing towards a one-party system. That is why they attacked the opposition that much. They were never happy with the coalition, because the coalition is the biggest come together of the politicians across board, across the north, across the east, across the northwest, across the south, across the southeast. That has never happened. So it is obvious that the presidency, the APC-led administration, were scared. Why are they repeatedly coming out to say they don't care about the opposition, they are happy with the disorganization of the opposition? That was their reason for bringing the Nafiu Gamba faction. That was the purpose of them truncating and removing David Mark's leadership, using court processes and litigation delay as a time waster to destroy the internal leadership and cause instability in the ADC. Because they know that how can these two powerful giants, Atiku and Obi, come together? They would never have predicted what would happen. They would never have predicted if Peter Obi is going to step down for Atiku, if Atiku is ready to step down for Peter Obi. That is why APC never rested. APC, forget the shenanigans they are doing and their multiple interviews. They were never at peace. Are you aware of the last election that a combined vote of Peter Obi and Atiku surpassed what Tinubu used to win the election? So why will he rest? They were making pure shenanigans and just fooling themselves. They knew that the coalition was a big threat to their next election. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. Listen, please. We are going to do a detailed analysis of this, looking at the political structure of the NDC, looking at the future of the NDC, looking at their leadership organization and the future of NDC. We are going to analyze the fast rising growth of the NDC. And we're also going to analyze the possibility of having Atiku defect to the NDC. Because who are they going to leave ADC for? At the end of the day, you may want to move to the NDC because, as a matter of fact, NDC is the moving vehicle. NDC is clean. NDC is free of litigation and court cases. Currently, there are no petition. I've seen a petition. I've seen people writing nonsense that the legal advisor in APM, one defunct political party, is the same legal advisor. Who told you that there is a problem with legal advisors representing parties? Do you know that the defunct APM has been in disarray? He had resigned long ago. You are looking for a problem to pin the NDC. Let us have a free and fair election. Let us have opposition. I am not, if you are a pro-Tinubu supporter, if you are an APC supporter, if you are against the Tinubu-led administration, I don't care. All I want to see is that democracy is not dead. This is not autocracy. This is not tyranny. In a country where corruption, economy is bad policies, we want to see the people come out to, exercise their franchise. Hello guys, welcome to Greatable Media Whiteboard Analysis today. Today we are going to look at key issues, the defection of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso to NDC, Nigeria Democratic Congress. We are also going to look at the likelihood of Atiku also defecting to the NDC, leaving its ADC behind with all of the internal party struggles and tussles. We are also today going to look at the future of Peter Obi in the NDC. If Atiku comes to the NDC, will Peter Obi still win the ticket? What if Atiku comes and dollarize the NDC the same way he had planned to dollarize the ADC political party? These are many more you will get from this whiteboard analysis. Let's go in. Now, today, the political landscape for 2027 general election is in focus. Now, we are going to talk about how it has shifted significantly with the formal emergence of the NDC, Nigeria Democratic Congress. Now, pay very close attention to this political party because it is going to be the future of Nigeria's political discussion, at least for the next 6 months to the general elections. Now, as a major political force, the rise of the NDC should be studied. The NDC was founded by Senator Seriake Dickson. Do not forget this name, the Bayelsa man, the Jagaban of Bayelsa politics. Senator Seriake Dickson, the former governor of Bayelsa State, who recently defected from the PDP to lead the new platform, NDC. NDC was registered via a court order in February of 2026. The party is being positioned by Dickson as a litigation-free and stable alternative to existing political struggles and plagued. So the existing political struggles by the ADC has made ADC a defunct party and NDC a new vehicle to ride on. Now, the party structure of NDC is quite easy to see because there are less cankerworms as we speak. Recent defections, let's look at this. Obi and Kwankwaso are the two recent defections we could call the political heavyweights. So these are the two recent defections to the NDC. On May 3rd, 2026, Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso officially defected from the African Democratic Congress, ADC, to the NDC, Nigerian Democratic Congress. You see these two parties resemble each other, but the only difference is that they have nothing in common. Now, reasons for the exit. Obi cited a toxic political environment as a reason for his exit and too many political, coups and litigations, internal and external forces as a reason that infiltrated the states of agents of the ADC. Now, these divisions, these agents, these external forces has further drained the ADC. Now, Peter Obi claimed that he mirrored the crisis of the ADC as a destabilization. And he also claimed that the destabilization mirrored the crisis that previously destabilized the Labour Party. Let's go into the OK movement. The OK movement, in case you do not know, is a movement that explains Obi and Kwankwaso OK. Don't forget, because this is looking like it's going to become a very popular phrase in the coming months. You first heard it from here. Their move solidifies the OK movement, an alliance between two big political giants and leaders. Their aim is to represent a united front, presenting this front against the ruling party in 2027 general elections. We are going to see the efforts of the APC in destabilizing this NDC in the coming months. But we pray they don't do nonsense. The future of NDC and APC disruption. Now, this is the next topic in focus. Let's analyze this. What do you think is the future of the NDC? Is the APC administration, the ruling party, going to bring more cankerworms and agents of division, a lacuna? Are they going to try to create loopholes, either financing destructive elements into the party or trying to use bureaucracy, litigation, and institutionalized tools? The judiciary is one of them, to destabilize the ADC, the NDC rather, as they've destabilized the ADC. Now, the NDC strategy focuses on maintaining internal cohesion and to avoid legal quit-holes. This was stated by the leader of the party, Senator Seriake Dickson. He said he does not want litigations here. And Peter Obi also affirmed that he does not want party members to go to court. APC interference may soon come up in the coming months. Do not say I did not warn you. You first heard it here. Now, in our analysis, we have pictured that this calculated attempt by the ruling party to disrupt every opposition and coalition is not a joke. They are very, very strong-hearted at it. For APC to cause destabilization enough to distort ADC's leadership and truncate the party such that the party would have probably not have a candidate to present. That's to tell you that the ruling party is all out to eliminate everybody that stands in their way. So the Jagaban mandate for 2027 is even stronger than what brought him to power, because he realized that the combined force of Peter Obi and Atiku could have thrown him off that power in the last election. So he's doing everything possible to make sure that such coalition does not exist. Now, let's go further in our analysis. Opposition figures have expressed concern that the APC might attempt to use state agents or legal maneuvers to disrupt the NDC, just as they did to the allied parties. Now, as they allege happens to the leadership of the ADC, Dickson's defense. Senator Dickson has emphasized that the NDC was specifically designed to be devoid of litigation. Now, circle this word. Do you know what litigation means? Court cases, judiciary bottlenecks, judiciary stampedes to make sure that a party does not have peace and they do not progress. So, Senator Dickson emphasized that NDC is not designed for all that nonsense, making it harder for external forces to create factional dispute through the courts. This is a very open agenda. In fact, this party is what we call counter-faction party, counter-court litigation party, counter-opposition, counter-ruling party tactics. This is one of the sweetest time in Nigeria political history to see how Peter Obi moved from the seemingly best vehicle, ADC, to NDC. And we will witness a very fast rise of the NDC. As we speak, NDC has over 8 million registered voters in just 48 hours of launching. This has never happened in Africa. The fastest rising party so far. And we will see what will happen in the coming days. Atiku's position. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Please grab a coffee or tea. If you don't get, just buy a gege bread. Let's analyze this further because this is going to be very interesting. A bread and beans with a sachet of pure water is enough. Let's go. While Obi and Kwankwaso have moved to NDC, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the one that never retires, remains with the ADC for now. Please underline for now because we don't know what he is going to do in the coming days. We know Atiku as a political party OS, so he might as well move. But I'm sure the NDC have their plans in place because Atiku, as far as I'm concerned, is another puzzle to solve. His puzzle is between selfish interest, national interest, and party politics and dollarization. I will explain that later. Now, if Atiku decides to stay with ADC, you know his fate is not secured. He might not even have a platform to contest. So reports suggest that Atiku's camp currently control most of ADC's national state structures. He has recently predicted victory for ADC in the Northeast and continues to urge grassroots mobilization under that platform. Now, with the current destabilization in the ADC, if the defection of Peter Obi weakens the ruling party, APC's mindset, and they can probably let go of the ADC to survive, such that allowing Atiku to contest under ADC, thereby further creating a split in the vote. Because look at it this way. It's like you're pressing a person's neck and the person is now breathing from his anus, which is not medically possible. But at that point, you see no reason to keep pressing the person's neck. So this is what might happen to the ADC. The APC have been pressing the neck of the ADC to stifle breath and life out of them. Now that Obi has left, they might leave the party for Atiku, so that Atiku can stand there, Obi can stand in NDC, and the votes can be splitted. Because if they continue to frustrate the ADC, Atiku will have no choice than to join the NDC and submit or fight for the presidential ticket with Peter Obi, who already has an upper hand because he joined the NDC first. But joining first cannot be compared to dollarization. Now, there is this potential split coming. So there is a clear drift between the Obi and Kwankwaso's camp and Atiku's camp. It has always been there, even from the ADC. So while Obi stated his exit not as due to personal issues with Atiku, the two camps currently operating on different platforms on the INEC 10 May deadline for party submissions nears. So you realize that there is always that internal split and rift because Peter Obi and Atiku are not ready to let go their personal presidential ambition and national interest for each other. So NDC presidential primaries. NDC is moving rapidly to solidify its leadership and candidate structure. This is the timeline for the NDC presidential primaries. Their national convention is scheduled to hold on the 9th of May. You can see how slim this is. You can see why this defection is powerful and is throwing APC into confusion as we speak. So May 9th, 2026 in Abuja to finalize its leadership structure. Candidate deadline. The party recently issued a 2-week window for prospective candidates to secure presidential tickets. Joint ticket negotiations. While Obi and Kwankwaso are now in the same party, they are yet to formally announce who will lead or head the ticket, though Supporters are okay with the okay movement. Obi and Kwankwaso okay. Now, they have claimed that this okay movement represents Obi first and Kwankwaso second, which means Obi will be the presidential candidate, while Kwankwaso will be the vice presidential candidate. My fellow countrymen, I will leave you with our words for the day in this analysis. Even Jagaban came from a mixture of political parties. It is not how far, but how well. Enjoy your weekend, Nigerians. Now, this picture should ring a bell in your mind. This is Jagaban. Jagaban came from a mixture of SDP, which is Social Democratic Party, AD, Alliance for Democracy, ACN, Action Congress of Nigeria, and then they merged together to form the criminal party that has put Nigeria into penury, poverty, suffering, hard policies, poor economy, bad governance, which is the APC. All Progressive Congress, which there is nothing progressive, rather retrogressive about the APC. So at the end of the day, who says that Obi cannot defect from one party to the other if Jagaban came from a mixture of all of this? Look at it. Who says Obi cannot join a vehicle that would see joy in Nigerians? A vehicle that will show the masses where to exercise their franchise. Is the ruling party planning to make everybody vote for APC by choice or not? What is their plan? Is Nigeria a one-party state? No. So there must be opposition. That is the beauty of democracy. People must go out to exercise their franchise. And they need a different political party, different philosophy, different candidate, different agenda. Jagaban cannot force himself on everybody. Let everybody go to the poll and contest. Thank you. Welcome to Whiteboard Analysis. Please comment, subscribe, follow us, and leave a comment.
A creative mind is a fertile land for growth.